Welcome to breathingforpros.com, the channel that closes the gap between explaining what breathing feels like and understanding what is really going on. Today, I want to talk about the relation between breath support and breathing volumes and forces. I will explain. First, we have to define what is breath support. A possible definition of breath support could be the ability to sustain the airspeed according to the length of the phrase. As phrases vary in length, articulation, phrasing, dynamics, etc., the mechanics behind our breathing will have to change in order to create breath support. And these mechanics can also be found in our daily normal breathing. Our breathing varies from rest to activity according to the need for oxygen. And the breathing volumes or breathing amplitudes have been defined by Blandine Calais-Germain in her book Anatomy of Breathing, which I can really recommend. And there are three volumes to understand. The first is our breathing at rest, or the tidal volume. If you put your hand on your tummy and you breathe through the nose, or you observe your breathing, then you will see that there is no effort involved. That's called the tidal volume. The second volume is the inspirational extra volume, or the IRV, sorry. So after breathing in our tidal volume, we stop and breathe in more, and more, and now release the air until you come to a stop, hold, and release the tummy as you breathe in through the nose. Breathe in deeper, 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 and then release again. And repeat, and so on. So here you see an active in-breath and a passive out-breath, which can be regulated in speed by using an occlusion or a small aperture. The only thing you notice is that the, the speed will drop at the end. Passive out-breath is not really passive because it is caused by the elastic recoil in the lungs. Our lungs want to breathe out, and they are made of elastic material. Breathe in, elasticity is stretched, and the lungs want to go back to their original state. This is one of the forces involved in breathing out in an IRV, or inspirational reserve volume. The second force is gravity, bringing your ribs down and in to their starting position. So we have inspirational reserve volume, and we have lung elasticity and gravity helping to breathe out. The third volume is called the expirational reserve volume. When in tidal volume, you just breathe out through the nose, then breathe out more through the mouth. Stop, wait, hold, and now release and breathe in through the nose. And repeat. So we breathe out through the nose. Now more through the lips. Stop. Breathe in through the nose and release. And now you've noticed that the out breath was active and the in breath was passive. Here, gravity works in a different way as your abs lift up your organs a little bit, and holding them up, gravity will want them to go back down. On the release, organs descend and they take the diaphragm with them for a little bit. So the diaphragm is also going down, a little bit passive actually, and then you can add an active in-breath to that. So you have these three volumes, the tidal volume, the inspirational reserve volume, and the expirational reserve volume. Now we can use those volumes and string them together to, when you breathe in on an IRV and the out breath is passive, you can use your tummy muscles to keep up the speed to the end, then release and breathe in as far as you need according to the phrase you're going to play, and then repeat the process. So you can vary the in-breath and the pressure on the out-breath according to your musical needs. Of course, there is much more to know. And in my breathing course, which you can find at breathingforpros.com, you will see that there are five workshops which last for 2 hours each. So we have 10 hours to discover all this stuff. The great thing behind it is that we are now able to base our technique on what is really there naturally, instead of forcing it through practice. And this makes breathing more natural and more safe. So let's do that to finish off. Do the full circle. So you breathe out through the nose, more out through the mouth, release, breathe in more, release, keep on going, and use your tummy muscles to keep the air speed going to the end, then release again, breathe in, and repeat. And of course, when you go out further, you will also use muscles that bring your ribs together. So when in an out breath, in ERV, expirational reserve volume, you will feel the ribs going in, and you will feel the ribs spring back on the inhalation. This is due to the elasticity of the ribs. And as you can see here, the inside of the ribs has a different color because it's made of cartilage. Cartilage contains more fluid and it has more springiness. You can push on next to your sternum on the cartilage and you will feel it springs back. And you can push here, it's quite safe. Now use this push on after the out breath. Push, hold, and release on the in breath. So you can use gravity, lung elasticity, and rib elasticity to perfect your volumes. And of course, the finishing touch will be in the use of the aperture and how you aim the airstream onto the the blowhole of the flute. I hope you enjoy this. Come back for more, subscribe, like if you want. Visit breathingforpros.com and have the free mini workshop, and you can also check out the dates for the next workshops.